Hello everyone and welcome to Capture Motivation. The Paul Paraka fraud case is once again in the spotlight, but new revelations are raising more questions than answers. Former Attorney-General Kerenga Kua has openly criticized law enforcement, claiming that only low-ranking officials like Jacob Yafai have been targeted, while high-profile politicians remain untouched. This statement directly contradicts Prime Minister James Marape's testimony, where he insisted that he never authorized any payments to Paul Paraka lawyers. But the latest twist in the case presents an even bigger concern. Was the fraudulent payment to Paraka lawyers only 41.8 million kina, or a staggering 162 million kina? Kua, who testified in Yafai's trial, revealed that he personally advised then-Finance Minister James Marape not to make payments to Paul Paraka lawyers, as it was illegal. However, according to Kua, Marape ignored this advice and instead issued an internal memo to process the payments. This contradicts Marape's claims that he verbally instructed officials not to proceed with the payments. If Marape truly opposed the payments, why was there no formal written directive preventing the release of funds? And if Kua's allegations are true, why hasn't this been a bigger issue in the case? Kua didn't just testify, he called out the justice system, demanding that all political figures involved in this scandal be held accountable. He labeled Paraka and Yafai as scapegoats, while the masterminds behind the scenes continue to operate freely. He even claimed that he had repeatedly urged Police Commissioner David Manning to take action and arrest the high-profile politicians behind this massive fraud, yet no arrests have been made. Kua's warning is clear. Justice will eventually catch up to those who abused their power. For the longest time, the public understood that the fraudulent payments to Paul Paraka lawyers amounted to 41.8 million kina. However, new reports state that Paraka was actually sentenced for misappropriating 162 million kina in state funds. If this is true, where did the rest of the money go? Was it part of the same fraudulent transactions? Or is there an even bigger web of corruption that remains uncovered? The lack of transparency in this case is alarming, and the people of Papua New Guinea deserve clear answers. Corruption thrives in secrecy, and as long as we allow high-ranking politicians to escape justice, the cycle will continue. The Paul Paraka fraud case is not just about one lawyer or one government official. It is about the systemic corruption that has plagued PNG for decades. The people must demand transparency, accountability, and fairness. If low-ranking officials are being prosecuted, then why aren't the political leaders who facilitated the transactions facing the same consequences? Justice cannot be selective. We must keep asking the hard questions and ensure that this case does not get buried like so many others before it. Because if we let this go, we are only encouraging those in power to continue stealing from the very people they swore to serve. The contradictions in this case are too glaring to ignore. Kua claims Marape pressured finance officials to process the payments, while Marape insists he tried to stop them. The public was told 41.8 million kina was at stake, but now we hear 162 million kina. Only low-ranking officials have faced prosecution, while the real masterminds walk free. Papua New Guinea deserves the truth. We must hold those in power accountable no matter how high they sit. Justice must prevail.